It's May 18th. Let's go check out the Dreamboats.
There was a time when I didn't know what I was doing.
Join us for the final Martinis and Moxie Dinah Shore Chevy Show with your hosts Claudia Reed and Palm Springs Piano Bar in the Rotunda starting at 6.
I know, yes I know.
Dress your best for a swanky cocktail reception and exciting after-show party. And this is your last chance to bid on a private tour of the Dinah Shore Palm Springs estate with the Trio Experience. So jump in your car and head on down to the Palm Springs Cultural Center to see the Dreamboats hitting the stage at 7:15. Be there or be square.
I take you by the hand and I say without a legend that I will never be.
Hello, Palm Springs.
Hi there, we're back.
We are back, and whew, have we been busy. There have been so many things happening here in the desert.
It's just mind-boggling. We're only going to touch on a few, but you can just imagine the in-between, you know.
That's right. And to tell you what we've been doing, what did you think about that commercial, right? That's our new commercial for the upcoming May 18th Martinis and Moxie, the Dinah Shore Chevy Show. Something new.
We're so excited to have the Dreamboats as our very, very special headliner.
That's right.
On stage.
On stage.
And this commercial will be showing on NBC Palm Springs throughout the day and the eve. And
That's right.
It's going to be so
It's going to be
much
a blast. I want to remind
fun.
all of our patrons who have come to our shows and those who are going to come to this May 18th finale. First of all, when you get there, we're going to have the beautiful antique car out in front. We're also going to continue to have the happy hour and the Rotunda music featuring Claudia and Ellen and Denise in the Rotunda. So all that music is still going to happen. All that excitement is still going to happen. And then we go inside.
It's still the Dino and Dinah theme, so you don't need to worry about that. You
Exactly.
can pose up against a great vintage Chevy. Have your Dino or Dinah martinis, and then we move into. I feel like it's going to be dancing in the aisles in the theater.
I think it's going to be, because the Dreamboats, you know who they are. You've seen them at a variety of other places. We are very happy to have them here on our show because they are now residents here.
They are.
In the desert, and we're very glad to have them.
They're up in the high desert, and they're kind of got a whole new look going on. But I think on stage they're still the Dreamboats.
They are still
right?
the Dreamboats. So we want you to come and join us.
May 18th.
May 18th.
Yay!
And speaking of May 18th, we just had our third show on April 13th. And here's a little recap to kind of show you what it is we did.
It was a great show.
had
It was so much fun.
It's a good variety show.
And that was our Dinah Shore Chevy show. So
Exactly.
have a look.
So make a date today, just say the USA and see your
Let's welcome to the stage our hostess with the mostest, dressed in her best Dinah Shore, Miss Claudia Reed.
Hi there!
Good evening, Dinah.
So happy for you all to come out and join our live show tonight. Maybe I shall meet him Sunday, maybe Monday, maybe not.
Now let's take a look back at a fun segment from one of Dean Martin's shows with his piano pal, Ken Lane.
I get too hungry for dinner at 8. I love the theater. I never go late. I never bother with the people I hate. That's why this lady is a tramp.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Peggy Cole. Oh, thank you so much for being on our show. All those memories. Wow.
Now you're here, and now I know just where I'm going. No more doubt or fear. I found my way. Love came just in time.
Just in time.
Found me just in time.
Just in time.
And changed my lonely life that lovely day.
run, play hide and seek. I wanna go and bounce the moon just like a toy balloon. You and I are just like a couple of tots running across the meadow, picking up a lot of forget-me-nots. If there's nothing shaking come, well, this July I'm gonna roll myself up in a big ball, in a big ball, and cry. Oh, that's life. Yeah.
There you have it. There you
There's
have it.
everybody.
Well, Conrad, let's talk about some local activity going on
Yes.
that's upcoming here in the desert. First of all, I want to mention, keeping with all things mid-century and the 60s, there's a new play opening at Desert Rose Playhouse called Mid-Century Moderns.
Yes.
And it's directed by Mark Christopher, and it takes us back to 1966, all the music of the times. But it kind of stars like a frumpy widow from Wisconsin that comes to Palm Springs and is like reinvented, as we all do, and fabulous. And so it's all centered around Palm Springs. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of music. Petula Clark, Tom Jones.
Sounds like a blast.
It's going to be so much fun. Opening this Wednesday, April 20th. So be sure to get your tickets to the Desert Rose Playhouse for Mid-Century Moderns.
Come on, and they have great productions there.
They have
so
great
it's
productions. They're an LGBTQ theater, and they're located right in South Palm Springs. And it's a really comfortable atmosphere with the sofas and
the
you
bar.
know, the bar. It's all right there
Beautiful
for
stage,
you.
yes.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a must-see. Go see that one. So I'm going to also talk about another plug also about something. So we all know the Ukrainian war is in the midst of happening and such. And quite often people want to know what can they do to get involved, to help. So there is a fundraiser coming to the Desert Film Society on May 7th to see a movie called Peace by Chocolate. It is a real story about a refugee family from Syria that comes to Canada and how they remake their lives. Done very, very well. I don't want to say too much because I'm going to do a review on it for the Desert Film Society, which will be coming soon. But it is a fundraiser. All the money for the tickets and whatever else you may get will go to the Ukrainian fundraising efforts.
Oh, that's
so
great.
it should be a blast. Get a chance. This is a terrific movie. It's called Peace by Chocolate. And if you think there's nothing happening here in the desert, which we're proving that very wrong, there was a little festival that went on this weekend and will happen next weekend also. I think it's called Coachella. And Claudia, you were there.
I was there, and it was hard to go back and forth and do both because we also had a lot of parties going on here.
There's parties everywhere in the desert.
And you know, Coachella is not for the faint of heart. I mean, it's a couple hours getting in and trekking all the way across the field and watching the music and looking at the art installations, which we cover and we're going to talk about. But let me back up to what you were just talking about Ukraine and the fundraiser.
Yes.
We rode a shuttle bus from Palm Springs, and we sat and we got started talking to a couple that were from Poland. And I'm like, oh, where in Poland are you from? They said, well, right near the border.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Wow.
and what they had seen and experienced with people coming in that had nothing, children with no parents, people that are living in their apartment building, they said it's just been
amazing.
heart-wrenching. And one of the reasons they were at Coachella, aside from they love Coachella, in their first time, was just to get some respite from
that world.
everything,
Yeah.
that was going on. So that was interesting while standing in line and riding that shuttle bus.
And it's interesting how the worlds intertwine. Right?
Yeah,
Very odd. Right?
yeah.
But let's talk about your experience there at Coachella, because if you haven't been to Coachella, it's a must. Even if it's a must. Regardless what it is, it's a must. Tell us
Right.
about what you saw and the art that you saw.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, let's just talk about the art because that's what we cover for
Right.
Palm Springs Point of View. And the installations every year just become more breathtaking, dynamic,
Grander.
well,
Yeah.
multi-dimensional and
And
sort
a
of like
visual experience.
The visual experience, and one that I really want to first talk about is done by a local Palm Springs artist, Christopher Chikoki. And it's called...
This was this big round?
This is this big round, Circular Dimensions by Microscape. And this is a multi-sensory where it's made from hundreds and hundreds of PVC pipe, and you can't tell, and it changes color, and there's a big eye in the center that draws you in, and inside it's a sound dome with a DJ.
Wow.
And it was amazing. There was a music composed specifically.
And it must be very spectacular to see it during the daytime, but during the nighttime from
Oh
afar
my
when it's lit up,
gosh.
it's got to be amazing.
It was the light show that I just couldn't stop looking at and going through and back and forth. And of course, Spectra has returned. That's that circular tower
Love
where
that.
you walk up and it's changing colors by new substance. So that's always that's always something that everyone wants to run to and
Take a look and be inside of it,
Yeah,
of
be
course.
inside,
And
yeah.
once you're inside there, or besides being inside there, there are what, 6 or so installations? And why don't we take a look and see what some of those look like?
Yeah, there's a total of 6. So 6 architects, artists, installations. So yeah, let's have a look because
look.
it really was spectacular.
Claudia, you are so lucky to be able to go to Coachella. I wish I was there.
I know. A little exhausted this morning, but whoa, is it worth it? Absolutely.
And remember, there is one more week, next weekend.
Yes,
So maybe you can go then.
scalp your ticket and get there. And also make sure you get your tickets for May 18th for our Dino Dinah and the Dreamboats at the Palm Springs Cultural Center. Tickets on Eventbrite.
It is going to be
It's going
a
to be
blast.
so fun.
We'll see you there.
Be there or be square.